Hello there. Thank you so much for clicking on this video. This is Cook with you here once again. I want to say a very big thank you to you all for following this channel and also for watching all my videos, and to all my new subscribers, I say a very big thank you to you all, and may God bless you. So I come to you once again with this delicious and sumptuous meal from the northern part of Ghana called as Tou Zaafi, and those from the southern part of Ghana do call it as Yehu. And as a young girl, this is one meal that I grew up eating, and I'm so happy for the fact that I can now prepare it myself and enjoy with my family. By the end of this video, I believe that you should be able to cook this meal yourself without any form of support. So kindly watch to the end. So first of all, I have to prepare the stew or the sauce that I'll be using to eat the teas with, and as part of it I have to steam the meat, and in doing that it means I have to chop some onions and ginger, which I'll be blending to season and then steam the meat. Okay, so as you can see, I am cutting and chopping the onions into sizes. I've already chopped the ginger into small sizes, which I could blend. Now I have to transfer the onion and ginger into my blender, after which I'll be adding some garlic to it. Okay, but you can decide not to use the garlic if you don't like, it's optional. I'll also add this habanero pepper and blend. And after blending, I'll use the mixture to season the meat. Again, the pepper is also optional, so you can decide not to use it. Now let's blend our onions and ginger. So I'll be using beef and the tripe in preparing the sauce. Go ahead to add the mixture to the meat. Okay, give it a stir and also add some seasonings, natural seasonings to it, some salt and some shrimp powder, shrimp cube to it, and allow it to cook for some minutes so it becomes tender before taking it off fire. So because I'm using beef, it means it can be on fire for at least 10 to 15 minutes. Yes. But then I do prefer to add pepper to the onions, because when I do season my meat with the pepper, it gives it some different taste altogether. Yes, and I do like that taste. So now let's go ahead to blend our fresh tomatoes that I'll be using in preparing the stew or the sauce. So here I must admit that all the ingredients that are being used have been thoroughly washed, and therefore I'm not washing them again. So here I have to blend my tomatoes. After that I'll be blending these spices. Yes, and after blending them, I'll go ahead to start preparing the stew. But for the meantime, as you can see, my meat is boiling under medium heat and it's looking all yummy and also smelling so good. And it has actually started to soften up a little, which means it's almost getting. So let's now cut this onion into slices, and I'll be using this in preparing the stew. So now I'll put my pan on fire, and then after it's heated up, I'll add my palm oil into the pan. And once it heats up, I'll also put the sliced onions into the oil, give it a stir, and allow it to fry for some minutes, at least 2 minutes. Now I will put this tomato paste into the oil, give it a stir, and allow it to also cook for at least 5 to 7 minutes. Where I will continue to give it a stir, and after that I'll also add fresh tomatoes which are blended into the pot. So after giving it a stir, I will cover it up and allow it to sit on fire on medium heat, okay, to cook for at least another 7 minutes. Okay, as you can see, the oil has started settling on top of the sauce, which tells you that it's cooking. Okay, so now I'll add my spices to the stew, and I'll add these ones also to the stew. These are all natural spices. I'll also add some salt, and after that I will give it a stir. So I'll allow it to sit on fire for at least 15 minutes. Whilst on fire, I'll be stirring. So the stew is almost ready. So at this point, our stew is almost ready, and as a result, I have to add our cooked beef and the tripe into the stew with the sauce. Okay, we don't have to throw the stock away, it's very nutritious. So now I'll go ahead to give it another stir and allow it to cook on low heat, because at this point our stew is almost ready. Okay, yes. So whilst it's on fire, continue to stir every now and then so that it wouldn't get burned. So while our stew is still on fire, I'll go ahead to prepare our jute leaves and boil. So now I have to be picking the leaves from the stalk little by little. Okay, so I get almost everything off the stalk, and after that I'll wash with salt, and at least I'll wash them at least 3 times before boiling. So as you can see, I'm still picking my jute leaves from the stalk one by one till I'm done with everything you see in there. It's quite tedious, but then it's worth it, because these vegetables are so rich in folates, and these are also good for our health. Therefore, it's worth the pain of picking it one by one. Here I am almost done picking the leaves. Yes, and it's time to give it a wash. So I've washed it, and this is the second time I am washing it. I added some salt to the water, so I'll give it some stir, and after that I'll strain everything, give it another wash. transfer into my plastic bowl. Okay, so this is the third time that I'm actually washing the jute leaves. Now I can go ahead after washing it for the third time and transfer the leaves into a pan. Add some pepper, habanero pepper once again, and actually I should have added this willy or the cow skin to the protein of choice and steamed it together, but I forgot, so I thought of adding it to the jute leaves and cooking it together. Okay, so this one is called willy or the cow skin. I will add some small salt for taste. And now my jute leaves with the willy is on fire, and as you can see, it is boiling perfectly well and it's almost cooked. Actually, it has to be on fire for just a few minutes, okay? So it can be on fire for up to like 5 minutes at most, and after that you have to bring it off the fire and put it down for it to get cold. And after getting cold, then you can transfer it into the blender. So here I had to add my willy to my sauce, okay? So I'll allow the stew to be on low heat for just a few minutes more, and after that I will take it off fire. And as you can see, our stew is looking all yummy and scrumptious. I mean, this is one of the best teasers I've ever tasted. I mean, I like the stew so much. So now our jute leaves are ready to be blended. So now I have to transfer the whole mixture into a blender and blend the leaves together with the habanero pepper. So you can blend the jute leaves, you know, depending on how you want it, but I don't want mine to be so smooth, so I only had to, you know, blend it for just a minute or two. So now I have to add my locust beans. You know, I had transferred the blended jute leaves into my pan again, and I've placed it on fire. So what I'm putting in it now is the locust beans, what's also known here as tawadawa. So now that we are done with the main dish, it's time for us to go ahead to prepare the accompaniment. So now in a pot on fire, I'll add some water, and after that I'll go ahead to sieve the teaser powder. Okay, so I'll be using this powder. It's made from maize, and I will sieve it. You can go ahead not to sieve though, but I prefer to sieve it. After that I'll add some water to the powder and then mix it till, you know, it forms a smooth fine consistency without any lumps. Then I'll go ahead to pour the mixture into the cooking pots. So I have to transfer the mixture into the cooking pot with the water in it. Then after that I'll give it a stir. So here I'll continue to stir, okay, so it turns into porridge. As you can see, it has no lumps and it's so smooth and fine. So I'll go ahead and cover it, you know, and allow it to boil for some minutes. And after that I'll give it another stir. After that, I'll go ahead to take some scoops of the porridge and put it down before adding the powder into the cooking pots. Okay, so here I'm adding the powder to it, and I will also continue to stir it in order not to have any form of lumps in our teasers. So I'll continue to give it a stir like I'm doing. I will stir and stir so it forms into a paste, okay, without any form of lumps in it. That was in order to give me a firmer grasp of the pot, so I could, stir it the way and manner that I want to stir it, in order not to have any form of lumps. Because if you don't do that, you are likely to have lumps in your teasers, and then, of course, we don't want our food to be lumpy. So I'll continue to stir and stir until it becomes a fine and smooth consistency. I get a fine and smooth consistency. And as you can see, our teasers already is looking so fine. So now I will add some of the porridge into the teasers and give it another stir. Okay? Yes. At this point, I will leave it on fire for some minutes, like maybe 5 minutes extra, because it's cooked. Now I decided to go ahead after a while to serve the food, and as you can see, my Tou Zaafi or diho is looking all yummy and scrumptious, as you can see it. And this is actually one of the best meals that I've ever tasted ever. So I believe you can also prepare this food for yourself at home and enjoy with your family. Thank you so much for watching this video to the end. Kindly click on the like button and subscribe to my channel if you haven't done so yet. May God bless you for your time, and see you next time. Bye bye.